Hello, everybody. My name is Wachara, and this is Mad Games Tycoon 2, Episode 3 of my full release Let's Play. First thing I need to do, I realized this right after I finished recording last episode, is I still have 3 testers, game testers, in my development room. I moved them down there to help get through some contract work, commission work faster. Let's get them back in the QA room where they belong now. So we have QA now, we have marketing now. That's what we did last episode primarily. I'm in a bit of an awkward spot now, though. I have very little money in the bank. I have an outstanding loan of $450,000, and I've used all the space I have. And it is $2 million, a little over $2 million, before I can buy property again. So it might be a while. So I'm on hard mode, just FYI. Can I see the settings? Yeah, so hard mode. Other than that, it's pretty standard. Haven't really played with anything else. So it might be tricky to get that $2 million, or it might roll in good. We'll see. Dino Quest 2, how that does will say a lot about how this next couple episodes is going to go for me. So next game I want to make a role-playing game because it's a new genre. We just researched it, and it is completely unsaturated, right? There are no RPGs out there, whereas everything else, there's at least 7, right? So that's huge at this point in the game because there's so few genres. They're generally going to be fairly saturated. So before we do a role-playing game, though, let's give ourselves a role-playing engine. I feel like having an engine for each genre is good. Not necessarily. We'll do it for the Tapple 2, but it's good because you get an extra chance for critical work results if the special genre, matches, right? So I'm going to do that. And again, could be overkill, right? Could definitely be overkill, but I'm going to roll with it. We're going to offer this engine 10,000 sales price, 3% profit sharing, which isn't much, but it'll help. It'll be good. All right, so let's do a game report for Dino Quest 2, which was a 78% review score, which is the best one I've had yet. And over here, let's do some market research, and it'll tell us what the next trend is likely going to be. That'll happen in 30 weeks. I should probably try to get a racing game out. You could make the argument I should do a racing game now so we can kind of catch the trend somewhat, but I feel like I'm kind of committed to doing a role-playing game now. So we're going to do a role-playing game. Role-playing topic. Now we do have fantasy. Could just do fantasy. Dungeons would obviously fit, but it's fairly saturated, but we do have experience in it. Ancient China works. I've done Ancient China. One of my previous Let's Plays I had an Ancient China role-playing. Was one of my better IPs that run. I'm trying to do things differently though this run, right? I'm trying to not do things I did in the past. So we're gonna go magic, and we'll throw fantasy in as a subgenre, but the focus here is on the magic. So we will call this Magical Quest. I know it's not a very imaginative name. I don't know. I always freeze up when I'm trying to think of the names for games. So RPG engine, multi-platform, Tapple 2, which is coming in hot, Tapple 1, and Commander Pete. So we're reaching 7.6 million people with this. That is good. Turn on all the languages. So we have the one fancy engine feature. Well, quote unquote fancy. 2D line graphics isn't exactly fancy. But for 1977, it's fancy. All right, so RPG, story, important. Character design, important. Beginner friendliness, down, for sure. Length, you got to think length would be up as well. Beginner friendliness could probably go way down. So we got to get some points somewhere. Probably innovation can come down. I feel like length and depth probably you want to go up a bit. Level design and mission design. It's so like, I'm never sure what the developer means by level design and mission design, if that makes sense. Like in my mind, level design would be like the dungeons in an RPG, right? Mission designs would be the quest, but I'm not sure that's how it works. I'm gonna put those both down. I don't feel great about that. Definitely core here. I'm gonna leave those where they are. And 40, 30, 15, 15. I have that memorized. Some genres I know where these sliders are supposed to go, but not all. But I don't have anything. I don't have any genre memorized up here. I'm just using common sense, right? It's a role playing game, right? But the length and depth, I'm not so sure about. I'm confident the story and character design is supposed to be up high. I'm not as confident about the rest of it at all. And that's okay. That's not the end of the world. So let's improve gameplay. I'm only going to do the top 4. Just trying to, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to do that one. Trying to save some money a little bit, right? Because I'm pretty poor at this point. Let's end automation here. I want to make sure there isn't more valuable research we could be doing. Not really. I'm at minus 86,000 in the bank right now. Awesome. That is great. Just kidding. That's not great. That's terrible. That's not good at all. I mean, okay, Dino Quest 2 is selling pretty well. That's what we need. We just need to get a bunch of games out right now, right? That's what we need to do. 50 to 70. I was really hoping that would be higher than that. That's actually very disappointing. Uh-oh. I mean, it is my first role-playing game, but I thought I was putting the sliders whereabouts they were supposed to go. Maybe not, though. All right, well, we got to get this out. We can't sit on it. And no Tadu here, which is bad, because Tadu is who we want to go with. Oh, no, wait, Tadu is here. I'm blind, apparently. Good, Tadu is there. We want to get to the point where we can sign a publisher exclusive contract with them. And 69. I mean, 69 is not bad, but I gotta start getting games over 70. Big time. All right, let's do game report here. Should I do a quick contract game? Just make a little bit of money? I think I should. Cars, yes. 4x4 racer. RPG engine is fine because I don't have a racing engine specifically. All right, so some of these we know where they're supposed to go. What was my last racing game? Only 47%. Have I made a racing game myself? I have. Do have fan letters. More beginner friendly. Too violent. Too hard. Okay, so that tells us some stuff though, right? So we got to take off 1 point. But we know these aren't right. But I'm not positive which way they're supposed to go. I'm pretty sure that's probably supposed to go that way. Story obviously is not going to be important for a racing game. I don't think those are right. Maybe it is, but I don't think so. 10, 40, 30, 20. Yeah. Because gameplay is so unimportant, it's hard to make a decent racing game at this point. Because gameplay is the easiest score to get high in. And I'm not going to make a whole lot of money off this. That's okay, I guess. All right, we're almost out of the red here. This is the problem. I've been doing normal mode Let's Plays lately, and I feel like it's gotten me into some bad habits. You know what I mean? All right, so we got 55%. All right, so how long is this trend for? 26 more weeks. Should I make my own racing game? I'm not. I got 55%, but that was with bugs. That was without improving gameplay. Oh yeah, look at that. We're at plus 81,000 now. Okay, I'm feeling a little more optimistic now. We could do a sequel, Midnight Cars, and it wasn't very good. I feel like it's not worth it. Ooh, Dino Quest has actually got some IP value. We'll have to do another one of those in the near future. Actually, you know what? Let's do a game report. Oh, that's not where I meant to click. For that. Let's put out a demo for Dino Quest 2. That'll get us some extra hype. While that's going on, let's do free updates for all 3 of these games. Well, not Dungeon Diver because it's been out for a while. For the other ones, though, see if that can help drive sales in a positive direction. All right, we got primitive mono sound, which is another engine feature that is good. We're in the negatives again. See, I feel like I've hired too many people. I've hired more people than I need at this point in the game. Now, it'll be good provided they don't go bankrupt in the next, in-game year or so, right? So let's also do an update for Magical Quest. And then we're going to do a new engine. And I think I am going to do, no new employees. That's fine. Because I just said I have arguably too many employees already. So let's put a racing game out of my own here. New. Racing. Let's go bicycle. And we will call this all I believe works for racing games. We'll call this Superbike. Superbikes? Superbikes. That's not that it really matters. Oh, you know what? Probably need to do the engine first there, Luch. New engine. For the racing genre, for the Tapple 2, because we'll be using the Tapple 2 for quite a while. And we will just call this race engine. Perfect. All right. Any commission work here we could do? No. Let's do... I want to do a demo for this. I feel like I want to do something with these people. I don't want them just sitting around, right? Market research, next trend is going to be skill game. That is good, actually. And worms. Now, they have an 80% accuracy on those, so no guarantee that's going to be correct. But let's grab worms, just in case it is correct, right? And yeah, these are pretty well hyped right now because of Tadu has been hyping them. But yeah, you see the sales did go up on DynaQuest 2. That's because of the update we did, I think. So yeah, I jumped the gun on marketing. I feel like I don't need marketing yet. You don't really need marketing unless you're self-publishing. Well, it's fine. It'll be fine, I think. I hope. I pray. But going to be in the negative money here by quite a bit. All right, so super bikes. It remembered what I wanted. And super bikes, I believe after another game or two, I'll have the 4th platform unlocked. We got the Qatari 2600. I do have historical console performance on, so we know the Qatari is going to be a big one. So we wanted to start making games for it right away, so we can get some experience in it, right? Because we know we're going to be making games for that for a while. All right, so let's copy 4x4 Racer. Okay, so that's not right. We know what direction it needs to go, so we'll move it another one. Move this one another one. Move this one another one. Hopefully that's right. It might not be. I'm hoping it is. Because I am big time in the negatives right now, financially. Yeah, my marketing team is just sitting around. I mean, I could put out a demo for this or whatever, do a pre-release for the press. But this stuff isn't free, right? 25,000 in the late game, 25,000 is literally nothing. At this point in the game, though, 25,000 is a lot. So we're gonna pause till the end of the week. Oh, it was October. Luch's birthday. Happy birthday to me. Yeah, minus 75,000. All right, so let's get this out. 50 to 70. That's good. That's better than my previous racing games, right? So yeah, so even though we had the gameplay slider so low, we got a bunch of gameplay points. Just because eventually you have a room for graphics, you have a room for sound, you have a room for technical, although this one doesn't come, it's the mocap studio, it doesn't come for a long time. So it's harder at this point to get these, right? All right, so Tadu is here again. Once we get one more heart with Tadu and we can sign a publisher exclusive contract, I'll feel much, much better about my chances this run. All right, 70%. Perfect. That's really good. That's good news. That's great news. Quick contract game. This pays out a fair amount. How quick could we get this out? What's it called? Nebelius. I don't know what really fits with that. Middle Ages, sure, why not? And skill, I think all works for skill. Skill engine, which isn't actually updated. We'll have to update that, but that's fine. All right, so let's copy Dungeon Diver settings. Let's look at the letters for Dungeon Diver. In better level design. Okay. Better mission design. Okay. And too violent, too easy. All right, so these two got to go down. We're getting close to having the sliders where they're supposed to be. And I'm actually going to take some points off gameplay because, like I said, we can get gameplay points easily. And I'm actually going to remove pause function, save myself $1,000 because this is a contract game, right? But we can get this out really quickly. In theory. Superbikes is selling fairly well in week 1. My publisher has marketed the heck out of it, 60 to 80. That's way better than we need to be. I probably could have saved more money. That is fine. 75%. So I'm pretty confident that I can get a really good skill game of my own. Skill game is the next trend. It's not for another 19. Ooh, Superbikes. Look at those Superbike sales. That is outstanding news for us, right? All right, so we can go back to just doing these topics. Yeah, I do not. I mean, having the marketing team is nice because if I need to fill a room, I can just use them to find people. Yeah, I jumped the gun on marketing. I don't need it yet. But I keep making, as long as I keep making good games, you can make a game so fast in the 70s, right? Once I have enough of these out, I'll be fine. Like, I don't think there's a danger of me going bankrupt at this point, which is good. I mean, it's only hard mode. There's very hard and legendary on top of this. Yeah. All right, so do I want to make Dungeon Diver 2? Problem is, if I did, it would negatively affect Dungeon Divers 1 sales. So let's make a new one. Actually, I believe I need to update the engine first. I don't think. Yeah, we don't got the primitive mono sound. And let's change the Tapple 2 because the Tapple 1 is off the market. So that will help as well. Yeah, this is going to be... I have a feeling this is going to be my first 80% game. Just a hunch. And I could be wrong. But it's going to be at least decent. Middle Ages works. Middle Ages and fantasy. Those, yeah, I mean, those both work. All is correct. So we will call this. What do we want to call this? Crusader Queens. Crusader Queens, sure. That's a good skill game name, I guess. All right, so skill engine, multi-platform, Tapple 2, Katari, Commander Pete, and the Astro Arcade. Nice. Four platforms. 12.5 million people we're reaching now. This number has gone up considerably lately. And all the languages. We got 5 stars in 2D line graphics too already, which is nice. All right, so this one, well, actually, let's just copy the one I just did, which was Gold. No, not Gold Quest. Nebelius. All right, so we know this is wrong, so it needs to go up. So that needs to go down. That needs to go down. So yeah, we almost have the sliders where they're supposed to be. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this gameplay down, all the way down to 10. Move everything else up. Just because we get gameplay points so easily from our QA, right? Right through here. I'm going to go, let's go that much. Let's do a demo for Superbikes. I know it's 30K, but 30K won't be a lot of money for much longer. Does not look like I'm winning any Game of the Year awards. Although Tatu is Publisher of the Year, and I did publish several through Tatu, so I'm taking at least partial credit for that. You're welcome, Tatu. But I probably can't really take any more than partial credit. So I could do some marketing for this, right? I could do some posters, get it up to some hype. So at least it has some hype when it comes out, right? But the publisher is going to take care of that. So it's a holiday 70 to 90. So yes, this should be over 80%, or at least close to it. I could, to make sure, I could do the pre-release for the press. Oh, that's not the right game. Pre-release for the press, which will give it plus 3%, which pretty much guarantees that it'll be over 80, right? Which is good, because I believe that's an achievement. All right, so search publisher. Obviously, Tatu's going to want it. See, you know it's a good game when a whole bunch of publishers want it, right? That's a good sign. But just to show, as an example of how good Tatu is, they have 4 market strength, $11 payment. Panda, also 4-star market strength, only $8 payment. That's per game, right? So that adds up. All right, so we are 5 stars with Tatu now. That is huge. That is very good. And I expect this game to be, holy crap, 91%. We just shot right past the 80s all the way to 91%. That's good. That's going to sell insanely well. And 15 weeks from now, the trend will go to skill. So yeah, I hadn't even gotten over 80 yet, and I just bypassed it all the way to 90. All right, so I'm feeling good now. Money in the bank. I'll be able to pay off my loan soon. Yeah, I'm confident now. All right, so let's do a day 1 patch for this as well, just to make sure, right? While we do a game report, I want to see how well this sells. And now we can do publisher exclusive contract because we're 5 stars with them. So now the payment goes up to $16 per game. And this 80,000, they give me 80,000. That's not me paying them. That's them giving me 80,000. And it only lasts for 24 months, which is nice because, you know, when that comes up, we can re-sign it. Or maybe we want to publish our own at that point. Or maybe we buy a subsidiary and publish through them. I mean, I'm in no shape to be buying a subsidiary right now. I have 126,000, but money's going to start rolling in here soon, I think. Crusader Queens, it's going to sell well. 3,000, and that's in week 1. Typically, week 1 is always less, right? Like, look how much Super Bikes jumped up, right? All right, so now time for another game. Everything is pretty saturated except for role-playing. So we're going to make a role-playing game. I believe that engine does not have the new sound yet. So let's get that in there. And then we will make ourselves an RPG game. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 374,000 in the bank. Yeah, we're okay. We're going to do fine. It's also the holiday season right now, which helps, obviously. I'm not going to do a sequel. It's too early for a sequel. So we are going to make the topic. Obviously, fantasy works. Imagine that. We can do steampunk. Steampunk and superheroes. Call this Heroes of the Steam. Right? Like Heroes of the Storm, except Heroes of the Steam. This will be for adults, of course. Yeah, this will be good, I think. RPG engine. And we'll just lock in the same 4. We're going to be making games for these same 4 consoles for the next little bit, probably. There is the Rodivan's going to be coming up. And the Rodivan and the Astro Arcade will have similar sales numbers, but the Rodivan is complex, so it takes longer to make games for it. So I generally avoid the Rodivan. I don't know why it's not remembering languages. It's weird. All right, so let's copy our game settings. Magical Quest. And do we got any letters yet? Okay, we do have letters already. Good. Pin fan letters. Too short. So more length. Too much for casual. So more core. Better character design. Better level design. All right, so where am I going to take away points here? These depth, I guess. Innovation, beginner friendliness, all the way down to 0. I don't know about that. Not sure which way these ones are supposed to go, so I'm not going to move them yet. Let's take a. These are the correct ones in theory, but because I don't have the extra rooms for the other things, we'll move the gameplay down, move them all up. Like that. Turn on everything here. And improve gameplay to the tune of those 3 things. And let's do a little marketing now that I have a little money. I feel a little better about doing some of my own marketing at least. Right? Because I feel like if I do some marketing of my own, it means that Tatu will get it to the higher level even faster. And maybe I'm wrong and that's not how it works. But I mean, I have the marketing team. I might as well use them, right? All right, so we got console stuff that we can't research yet because we haven't done console development. Cost 10 million, so that's not going to be anytime soon. Let's do this B plus. Let's get it. We don't need it yet. So basically, the features that you add to a game, size B at most, I think you can have 10 features. So B plus goes up to 20. So we will need B plus at some point. We're not quite there yet. Let's do pre-release special marketing here for this. Heroes of the Steam ads. Let's do a beta demo as well. And then pre-release for the press. Give them time to do a little polishing, right? Never a bad thing. Should be a pretty good game, I reckon. I hope. I mean, remains to be seen. 60 to 80, that's fine. As long as it's over 70, I'm satisfied at this point. It's only my second role-playing game, right? So, and we're new at a lot of this stuff, right? And, oh yeah, 81. Perfect, Chef's Kiss. That's good, that is all right, yeah. Crusader Queens is selling really well. Superbikes is still selling really well. Yeah, I'm almost up to $1 million. So I think I'm over the hump. I'm over that scary part of the early game. Because I did some things I shouldn't have done. I hired too many people, especially this marketing team. But it's fine. Everything's going to be fine. That's all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Shout out to my patrons. I couldn't do it without you. If you want to support me on Patreon, links in the description down below. Also a link to my Discord. Check it out. Lots of good folks there talking about games, including Mad Games Tycoon 2. We sometimes play multiplayer together as well, which is pretty fun. Most importantly, though, folks, be good to each other. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.